as the end of the premiere is still happening. But this time I think I actually timed it pretty well, so yay. Okay, let me just keep up.
I'm not even going to count this week as week 2. Next week's video I'm going to title as week 2 because this so I'm not worried about it. I'm sure this next week I'm going to have something killer. Thank you again so much for watching. If you like this video,
I'm just gonna let this finish really quick and then we're gonna get going on the live stream.
You can also follow me on Instagram.
Also follow me on Instagram. Hit that subscribe button. Ding dong the notification bell. Hello Sarah. Hello Aya. Aya. I don't know how to say it, but hi. Okay. Great. Boom. Wonderful. I think it should automatically redirect, so hopefully that's gonna happen. But hello! Oh my gosh, we already have 8 people in here. Yay! Yay! And it's redirecting.
What you want on Wayfair.
Okay. Fantastic. Alright, hi Island, happy Monday. Hello, Michael! Takwa, hello, Yashi, hello. Ooh, Yashi, you know what's funny? I actually, one of my roommates in college, her name was Yashi. Her boyfriend would call her Yoshi as like a cute pet name. But anyway, welcome in guys. Thank you so much for joining. I know I didn't do a live stream last week. I didn't even have a 50-day challenge video last week, partially because just the way like the timing was working. Like it's these videos, there's so much that goes into editing these 50-day challenge videos because there's like so much footage. I'm talking like hours of footage because you know you get like just maybe a second of me like making coffee or something, but like I just set my phone up and record the whole process, and so I have to completely edit that down. It's a long process, which I love it. I absolutely love it, but it means that I can't be finishing like the week on a Sunday and then edit the entire video for that week to go live literally the next day. So I needed to kind of put that buffer of the try on haul video last week. That must be so much work. But also I've done it so much now that I have it down to like a science. Like I have a routine, I'm able to just go, and because I'm so used to just editing in general, I'm able to do it pretty quickly. So I love it. That's just the reason that they're like coming out a week after. Yeah. Anyway, looks so aesthetic and cool, but shows how much work it takes. That is absolutely my goal, and I'm so glad that comes across. I actually love your videos. It gives me so much motivation. That is all I ever want out of these videos. I just hope that you guys feel motivated, can get some sort of like inspiration out of them. I don't intend them to be like a blueprint of do exactly this. Like, no, just use it as motivation for yourself to move forward in whatever goals you want to be doing. Well, maybe set your goal to have your video ready by the week's beginning. Goal squad. Well, that is what I'm doing right now. So that's what I'm now doing. The reason that today's video went live today rather than yesterday was because I had been sick. But yes, so week beginning, Mondays, those are my upload days. Obviously today is Tuesday because again, I was sick. I really like your aura, you're so energetic. I mean, thank you. I am naturally very energetic, but I'm not even gonna lie to you. Today's energy is brought to you by coffee, which I've actually been really good about. I know in the videos I've mentioned so many times like, oh, I'm trying to sub in more tea. And then someone called me out in the first week where they're like, hey, you keep saying that you wanna like sub in more tea, but you keep drinking coffee. Why? I was like, yeah, you're right. So actually this past week, I actually like really stuck to more just caffeinated tea. but I'm occasionally having a cup of coffee. So instead of a cup of coffee like every day, I'm doing it now like only 2 or 3 times a week, which is amazing. I'm still having caffeine each day, just not necessarily coffee. Okay, what are you using to film your videos and to edit because it looks so professional and inspiring? Thank you so much. I'm literally just using my iPhone. Now, I did at the beginning of the year buy myself the new iPhone 13, which I will be paying off for like over a year. But I bought the new iPhone 13 that has the like 3 lenses. And it is incredible. Like the quality of video you can get from this camera is insane. It's what I'm using to stream right now actually, but I'm using the front camera. The back camera on it is so much better. Either way, yes, that's what I'm using for all of the footage. I am not using any sort of fancy vlogging camera or anything like that. Literally all content that I make, I just use my phone. It's amazing. Then editing wise, I use Final Cut Pro, which is Mac software. You do have to purchase it, but it's just a one-time purchase, and then you get all of the updates and everything, versus like Adobe is you have to pay a subscription for Adobe, which honestly, I mean, they're both good. I was familiar with Final Cut Pro before I purchased it, so that's why I got that one. But yeah, so I definitely use like professional editing. Okay, but I have a question. Yes, Yashi, please ask away. Oh, sorry, I'm so used to goal setting. Oh, you have me hooked. Yes, no, I love that, Michael. I love that that was what you went with in the hashtag goal squad. That is absolutely right mindset. Your videos are great motivation to start my day. Keep up the good work. Yes, that's why I want to try to upload them at the beginning of the week, so it like sets your week in the right headspace. I switched to matcha in the afternoon. So funny because I've been trying to stick more to like green tea in the afternoon. So just different form of the same thing. I had a week without coffee and I can say it's not that hard. Depends on how dependent you are. I love my coffee. Because this is the thing. I mean, coffee for me, it's not even necessarily just about the caffeine. It's like about the ritual of it. Like I just love, it's like the first thing I do in the morning and I love it. And I just love the taste of it. Like I'm literally just drinking black coffee right now, guys. It's not anything fancy. Let's see. Thanks to my goals, I started meditation tea time, which basically is 20 to 30 minutes where I reflect on me and what I want to accomplish. By the way, I eliminated my laundry goal. Yes. Wink, wink. Why am I getting... I just got like a standardized text message telling me to vaccinate my 6-year-old. I don't have a child. Okay. Let's see. But yes, Michael, that's incredible. Eliminating laundry. That's the chore. Like we all have those chores that we hate doing. Mine is laundry. My boyfriend makes fun of me for this. I will literally wait like 6 weeks. Like it is not until I am out of underwear. That's when I need to do laundry. And so then I'll end up having like 5 loads of laundry that I need to do. It's a process. You actually saw it in the end of the last video where I'm literally doing 5 loads. I just hate doing it, but I still get it done. So, okay. You're funny. You really motivate me. You're a genuine person. Thank you. That again, always my goal. I just want to be here and be honest with you guys. Cause here's the thing. That was like an ugly video, as in like, I didn't follow the challenge that week. Like that, the challenge went out the window that whole week. The second week, literally the second week of the challenge, I'm barely started and I wasn't able to stick to it at all. I could have easily tried to like fudge it. I mean, I don't even know how much footage of me doing all of these tasks. I could have easily edited together like a fake video being like, oh yeah, I totally did the challenge. But that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to show you the actual like authentic, honest, experience of doing this challenge, because I think there is a lot to be learned from that, and that's just realistic. Like you get sick, and even if you're taking care of yourself, it's gonna happen. So what do you do? So I will always be genuine with you guys. Let's see. I started this challenge 50 days because of you. I love your videos. It gives me motivation. I love to hear that. Thank you. Love you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm off caffeine, no coffee, tea, or soda. I respect the hell out of that. I will not be doing that. I stopped a few years ago and prepped for a yoga teacher training that didn't allow caffeine. It wasn't that bad. I'm sure it's not. It's just, you know, it's a wild, crazy, crazy wild world out here. And I get so much joy from caffeine, and I'm not gonna take that away from myself yet. I have exactly the same habit with tea. Can't start my day without a tea. Yes. Now that it's summer and it's so hot in France. Oh, you're in France. I'm having iced tea or lemon water, but kind of the same habit. Exactly. It's that, again, it's the like ritual aspect of it, which when you start getting these habits really, really solidified, then all of these things start to become, I mean, they're habits, but habits have this ritualistic aspect to them. And when you're able to really, really solidify, like codify them into your own lives, then it's something that like you don't really feel complete in your day until you do them, which I mean there's a whole other discussion we could go off on with like obsession over it. Like you should be able to still have a good day without doing those habits, but to have that be your norm is like a really good thing. Let's see. Taking off the goals set one to feel motivated, happy, positive. But what about negativity, like a negative atmosphere? People that surround you, how to deal with that, like parents, etc. Okay, so yes, this is a great question, Yashi. This is a great question. Also, I see the other questions coming in, and I will get to all of the comments. I will just get through them as fast as possible. But Yashi, this is a great question. So one thing to remember is protect your peace. Protect your peace, because the people that you surround yourself with and the people that you interact with on a daily basis will massively influence your mood, the way you view the world, and just like your general attitude. And so when you are surrounded by negative people, or like just negative Nancy's, just like downers, people who don't believe in you, or like talk down to you, or honestly, even if like you're a very really super motivated person and the people around you are just sort of like, that's just not the way that they are. That's not to say that that's wrong. That's just a different way. Like they approach life differently without as much of that like go-getter attitude. Again, that's fine. It's just different from yourself. And so when you're surrounded by those kinds of people, they are going to influence the way that you then go about your life. And so it is kind of this unfortunate, you got to find the balance of sometimes you got to cut people off. And that's way easier to say than do, especially when it comes to family. Like if it's a friend who's super negative, sometimes it does get to the point where unfortunately you got to like, oh my gosh, hello, Alexis. Sometimes you got to just cut out negative friends. I've had to do it, unfortunately. It's really sad. It's not fun. But it does get to a certain point where you're like, look, I've tried with you. I've tried to mend this. I've tried to adapt our friendship. And sometimes it gets to the point where you just have to be like, you know what? I need to cut you out. However, when it comes to family is absolutely, you can still cut family out. If they are seriously that negative, that toxic, that manipulative, like you can cut family out. And that I have never had to do that. And I'm so glad that I haven't. And it is so much easier said than done. But that's also not the only option, because obviously it's family. The biggest thing is that you just need to establish boundaries. Boundaries are the biggest thing. And if you establish boundaries with your family and then they don't respect them, that's a conversation you have to have. It's all about open and honest communication. That's the biggest thing. And if they don't want to have an open and honest communication, then they don't get as much of you, and that's their loss. Okay. Great question, Yashi. How do you feel most of your viewers now are from India? Is that true? Are most of my viewers from India? I don't think most of my viewers are. I mean, either way, I'm thankful for all of my viewers. Here, actually, I'm curious. Let's go in. audience. I think my largest viewer base is in the US. Yeah, my largest viewing base is still in the US, but India is second, so there you go. Can we make our own version of the 50 days? Absolutely. That's exactly what I have constantly encouraged. Do your own version of the 50-day challenge, whatever that looks like for you, whatever those habits that you want to have in your daily routine be, whatever they are. You can use this kind of structure to push yourself, to challenge yourself to make them happen. Okay, let's see. Jennifer, in her Discord, we picked 6 habits for ourselves. Everyone has habits for the 50 days, so of course you can make it your own. Yes, Jennifer. Hello, Alexis. I have a question. How to deal with my friend's landlord who treated me with disrespect. People's disrespect did not react back, so I react too often. I mean, I don't really know the situation, to be completely honest. Sometimes, and this is again back to the like protecting your peace, you also want to pick and choose your battles, right? Like, I don't know what happened with the landlord, but this is a random person. They're not your landlord. Do you have to interact with them beyond that? Like, if it's already past the situation and like it's not something that's going to continue forward into the future, you can still absolutely contact them and be like, hey, I am not comfortable with the way that you treated me and I'd like to sit down and have an adult conversation with you about it. You could do it that way, or you could just wash your hands of them and be like, you know what, it's in the past. That does not affect who I am as a person, and leave it be. It really depends on what you feel your needs are. If you feel so disrespected that it needs to be made known, sure, but also keep in mind that just because you want to have a conversation with them about it does not mean it's going to go well. Does not mean that they are going to approach it in an adult way. But you also need to check yourself and make sure that you would address it in a really responsible and like mature way as well. Yeah, unfortunately, like, I really don't know. I mean, I saw your messages, but I don't really know exactly what happened. Though from what you told me, they did kind of sound like a dick. Like, they were rude for like no reason. But this is the other thing. People are just going to be rude for no reason. So you can stick up for yourself in the moment. But sometimes it's just got to be like, wow, you're a sad human being. I feel bad for you. That's how I try to approach it. It's like, wow, what must your existence be like to treat others like this? That's sad. Okay, I just love certain family members from a distance. Exactly, Alexis, on the nose. Exactly. And sometimes, this is the other thing, sometimes some family members just don't get to enjoy all of you. They'll only get to enjoy the parts of you that you were willing to show them. Which is sad, but also, again, protect your peace. I love that. Biological family isn't everything. I prioritize my chosen family, and that's the other thing, especially if, I mean, here's a perfect example. It's Pride Month for those of the LGBTQ plus community who are not accepted by their family members, which is the saddest thing to me. They can have chosen family. You do not need, if your family is going to judge you and put hate on you based off of who you love, which also then makes their love conditional, that's not family that you need. You can find your own family. Have a chosen family of people who understand and get you and support you and will love you unconditionally. Okay. Oh yes, I was surrounded by classmates that were not helping in projects, etc. I finished my semester completing burned out and stressed. Now I stopped talking to them and I'm not giving them attention. Literally my entire college experience. I totally feel you on that one. Feeling so much better now that I'm not surrounded by them anymore. So here we go. I did not enjoy my college experience. A majority of the people, some of them may watch this, sorry, but I'm gonna be completely honest right now. A majority of the people that I was surrounded by in college were incredibly negative people. incredibly negative. And the thing is that I know I wasn't in the best mental state during college either, so I was probably not the best to be around, but like everyone was just so negative constantly. Nothing could satisfy them, it felt. And so I just felt like I was literally judged at certain points for being too positive. Like there was a girl in college who took my best friend out to coffee to try to convince my best friend to not be friends with me because she thought my positivity and optimism was fake. What? Like, you cannot let that get internalized. But oh my God, it's so difficult to be surrounded by so many people like that nonstop every single day. As soon as I graduated college, I could not get out of there fast enough. And I feel like an entirely different person than when I was surrounded by those types of people. Okay. Let's see. Thank you. I agree. Probably not worth it to engage any further. There you go. Here's another more positive question. I love my best friend, but since we hang out all the time, I get best friend burnout, and I try to explain to my friend, but she kind of has that why, Mikey, why? Well, okay, so that's another, establishing boundaries, because everyone has a different social boundary, right? I mean, even my boyfriend, like, he loves me so much. I love him so much, and I'm definitely more extroverted than him. He can definitely have more introverted moments. And so there are times where he's like, I don't want to hang out right now. Or I just need like me time. And I respect that, because that is absolutely nothing, that is no negative reflection on me or how he feels about me or his love towards me. It means that he needs his space and time. And I'm the same. Even as such an extroverted person, I still need me time. I still need time that's just me, myself, and I. So your friend does need to understand that and respect that. And it's just about communicating, because this is the other thing. If you don't communicate your boundaries and your needs, there's no way for the other person to understand them. But if you are communicating that and they're still not hearing you, that's its own problem. Okay, attitude. How can I avoid burnout without a block out of the friendship? Okay, yeah, okay, same. Yeah, that was just a continuation of your question, so same answer. Has anyone seen the book Burnout? Very interesting. The idea is you have to complete the stress cycle. I have not, but I will look into that. That sounds really interesting. Here, I'll write that down. It's literally a book called Burnout. Because I would love to hear that, because I am definitely guilty of working myself to burnout. End of last year was a perfect example. I worked myself so hard with so much stress and pushed through so much without giving myself enough rest that I literally fainted out of exhaustion, which resulted in a massive concussion and 6 stitches on my chin. You can kind of see the scar. Literally passed out from exhaustion. It's not good. It's like really not good. That was what actually inspired me to do the first round of the 50-day challenge, because I knew I needed a massive reset. Okay, let's see. Because I'm trying to set a goal not to suffer best friend burnout. There you go. How is that possible? You are giving us energy. Never change the island. Thank you, Sarah. But this is the thing, guys. You got to remember, no matter who you are as a human being, there will always be people who do not like you. There will always be people who do not like you. Does not matter. And so you cannot take that personally. Because let's be real, that is more a reflection of them than you. They are seeing something in you that is triggering something within them that they are uncomfortable or self-conscious with, and they are then projecting. So if someone is being mean to you like that, just recognize that is absolutely a reflection of how they feel about themselves and has nothing to do with you personally. Unless you're being a dick. Don't be a dick. Can you send me a link to the book, please, in Discord? Perfect. Okay. Yes, please share it on the Discord. Question. I'm totally crushing this challenge. Should I wait until the next 50 days to add more habits for consistency, or try to add more in now? Well, how are you feeling with the habits that you currently have? Because I understand this feeling. I'm actually experiencing it right now where I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling really good after this, because I crushed it last week. I had the week 2 that you guys just watched the video of, and that was horrible because I was just sick the whole time. The following week, which I just finished, crushed it. I like did so well. And so now I'm in that mindset of like, oh my God, maybe I should add like this task in or this task in and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, I totally see where it's coming from and there can be spaces for that. But at the same time, we're not even halfway through yet. We're almost halfway through for those of you who started at the same time as me. Almost halfway through. And it's the second half where it starts getting more difficult. So it's always easier in the beginning. I would say you could maybe try adding one more task, but make it like a smaller one. If you're really feeling like, do you feel challenged? I think is the question. Do you feel challenged at all, or is it like a total breeze? Because if it's a total breeze and you're 3 weeks into it at this point, then yeah, you can afford to add something in. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm behind on comments. Okay, I don't always like me, so why should anyone else? Colin, that's a very real comment. That is a very real comment. And I just want you to know that every single person feels that at times. Some people feel it more frequently and more often than others, but just know that everyone feels that way at times. We all have that little voice in the back of our head that's like, you suck, what are you doing? You're an imposter. And you gotta shut it down because you're bullying yourself. Bullying is not nice. And it's hard. It is definitely hard when you are in that headspace. It's hard to get out of it. Part of it is you have to get out of it yourself. You can absolutely have people around you telling you you're amazing, I love you, you're incredible, don't be hard on yourself. And that can help. But it's not necessarily to solve it because it's really at your core. One thing I would recommend is, journal about it. But really what it comes down to is if you're really struggling with it, therapy. Therapy is an amazing, amazing thing. Like we approach our physical health of, oh, I broke my leg, I need to go to the doctor because I'm physically injured. Why do we not do the same when we are mentally injured? We should go and get mental health care for when we are mentally injured. Because we automatically do it when we're physically injured. But we have the stigma against it when it's our brain. So, has to do with a lot of self-awareness too. Think about why it is that you feel that way. And then try to analyze what that root is. But that's, this is exactly what therapy would help with, right? Because they would be able to help you go through that self-discovery journey. Okay. How to stay self-motivated since external motivation is not long-term, since at times we do feel demotivated despite doing all the things. So here's the thing. No one is ever always motivated. And that is where discipline comes in. So it's really easy to be motivated right in the very beginning, but this is the trick with the 50-day challenge. The fact that it is 50 days, you're not going to be perfectly motivated the entire time. And so you have to have that discipline to push yourself through it, even when you're not motivated. And that can be hard, but that's why having a structure and a routine is so helpful. The entire structure of the 50-day challenge is that you have these daily habits that you are working into your life, and so you will have a way to do them even on the days you don't feel like it. And you have this goal of doing them every day for 50 days so that you feel that pressure and structure of doing them even on the days that you don't. So I know your question was how do you stay motivated? And I think the answer that you're looking for is you don't. You don't stay fully motivated all the time. It's not possible. It's just not possible. In addition to that, to stay motivated though, in the times where you are motivated and seeking out further motivation, I literally have a list of things on my phone of things that motivate me and inspire me. Mostly works of art, really incredibly inspiring movies, songs, podcasts, books, things like that. And I'll have a list of that so that if I am really feeling down and like unmotivated, I will go back to one of those things, and usually that'll help me. Let's see. I love the new video because I relate to being sick and not being able to follow the challenge. And now I love the live because you're talking about friends and relationships that are Yes. Aislinn producing the content that I need at the perfect time, Sarah. That was like so perfect. It was so funny because as you were talking in the live premiere, you were like, yeah, I'm sick. Like it's really struggling. And I'm like, I'm literally, because I knew, I'm like, that's literally what's about to happen in the video. Like it's literally, like that's literally exactly what's about to happen. And then you start talking about how it makes you feel. And I'm like, again, I'm literally about to talk about that in the video. It was so perfect. And I'm so glad that I included that because I wasn't sure what I was going to do for the video. I was like, should I just make it like a super short one and be like, sorry guys, I got sick? But no, I was like, no. Again, I've always promised that I want to be really honest and authentic and show the full process, including the ugly parts. So there you have it. All right, Atomic Habits. Yes, the Atomic Habits book talks about that too. Not having motivation, but continuing with routines. Exactly. You gotta have that grit, the tenacity, the energy, again, the discipline to do these things and push yourself to meet goals even when you don't necessarily want to. Because the people who are the most successful, they are not just out here like always happy, always perfectly motivated, always perfectly meeting all of their goals, always perfectly doing everything. No, not at all. They are failing all the time. They're constantly doubting themselves. They are not motivated all the time. They're constantly having to push through that. But what makes them different is that they do push through it. And this then, everything's a balance. Everything exists in a gray zone, right? It's not black and white. It's not like this way or that way on the scale. Balance, this is where you can then start getting into that like toxic perfection. Well, not even perfectionist. Because I'm talking about how people would fail. It's more that like that hustle culture that we all know. You know, the grind time, wake up and grind, hustle, side hustle, entrepreneur. It's like so hip and buzzwordy right now, and it's gotten to the point where it's like basically encouraging burnout. And so that's where within this challenge, I feel it's so important to have tasks and habits that encourage mindfulness and checking in with yourself, because it is a balance. While you want to push yourself to do great things and meet your goals, those great things and goals should then also include taking care of yourself, which includes breaks. And that's the element, honestly, that I struggle with the most, because I am that like go, 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 go type person. And so I need to actively check in with myself to be like, how am I feeling? And I think you can see that in the videos. I will routinely be like, hey, you know what? I'm listening to myself and I actually need a break today because, let's see. I haven't taken a break in half a month. Like, it happens. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Perfection is a waste of effort. Put your time and effort into something you can achieve. Because this is the thing. Perfectionism will paralyze you. Because you will never reach perfection. Sorry to break anyone's bubble, but you will never reach perfection, which means you will never move forward. Because if you're constantly trying to achieve perfection, you never will, which means you will never progress. If you embrace imperfection and just trying your best, but then accepting and embracing whatever your best is, even though it's not going to be perfect, that is what's going to actually push you forward. I work just hard enough now so that I can be lazy later. There you go. Have you scheduled in your rest day after that experience? So, I mean, I'm constantly trying to remember to schedule my rest day in. And this gets into just the nature of what my job is, because I don't have that structured 9 to 5 Monday through Friday work schedule. I don't, like, at all. And so I don't necessarily know how my week is going to look, even in the beginning of the week. I'll have an idea, but I don't know. Like, I might get a job, a gig, an audition, a casting, who knows? Every day changes. And so it is hard to schedule those days, and so sometimes I forget to. But I am trying. That's honestly the area that I'm trying more. Though I will say, I have definitely grown so much even from just the beginning of the year within that. I used to not listen to myself at all. I'd be like, nope, I'm getting up. I am going to work so hard all day and work into the early hours of the night and then go to sleep. But then because I worked so hard and worked into the early hours of the night, I'm then going to have trouble getting up in the morning, which will then result in me sleeping in, which I will then judge myself for. And then I'll just feel like shit, and I'll lay in bed even longer feeling like depressed that I didn't get up early, resulting in me staying in even later, making it a downward spiral to then finally get up and get to work. And then because I got up late, I then stay up late to make up for the fact that I got up late, and now I'm up working into the early hours in the morning, and the cycle starts again. That's what it used to be. I have now, honestly, I really would credit this challenge to the reframing of my mind. Is I am now, I think, I don't know. It's, I don't know where, like, what really solved it. I think it's just the whole big picture of the changing of my daily framework and mindset. But I will now either get up earlier, just in general, but even on the days where I do sleep in a little bit more, I now wake up without judging myself about it and actually embrace it and, like, appreciate it. Be like, wow, that felt so nice. I feel so well rested. Now I'm going to get better work done because of it. And because I'm working smarter, I'm also more on top of everything, so I don't feel as behind. So you can get into such a bad cycle with it, and it is definitely hard to break out of it. But I really would credit following this challenge. I would credit the challenge in helping me break out of that bad cycle. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's not the healthiest. I'm going to keep bugging you about it. No, absolutely. Keep bugging me. I appreciate it. You're, like, constantly reminding me. I would like to offer you a job as a toilet cleaner. Thanks. I already clean my own, though. Says the man who does worse things to keep ahead. I know, Lucy, you have bad coping mechanisms with work, and I'm constantly on you about it, but at the same time, recognize that I can't necessarily judge too much. Okay, new goal alert. Appreciate my heating and cooling guy, because he's one of my best friends from high school, and he's keeping me cool and happy this summer. Shout out to Tom, my brother. Okay, here's another thing. Also just be, like, appreciative of heating and cooling. Whether it's someone that you actually, like, know or not, like, just being happy and thankful that you have heating and cooling, which I'm thankful for right now with my AC blowing, because my boyfriend's apartment, the way it's set up, it's just, like, not optimized for keeping the entire place cool. So the AC keeps, like, the living room and the kitchen area pretty cold, but their bedrooms get so hot. So hot. I literally told my boyfriend this week, I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to come over to your place this week. I think you need to come to mine because yours is just too hot. Hey, Lucifer, my old friend. Yeah. Temp control experts are a good send. But this is also, like, why it's important to practice gratitude. During 2020, like, during lockdown, I actually had this practice where every day I would post on my Instagram story, like, a beautifully aesthetic photo that I found on Pinterest. The whole goal would just be find something that I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. I would post that photo and then overlay on top of it, put text of, like, 3 to 5 things that I was grateful for. And so it was called Gratitude Check. And I did it for, like, a couple months, and it was so important during this horribly unprecedented time while we were locked down and the world was just a very confusing and scary place. And it was great to practice that because, you know, the first couple of days you have, like, big things that you're grateful for, right? My health, my family, the environment I grew up in, like all of this stuff. But then you start getting down to it and you're like, what are the like tiny things I'm thankful for? Thankful for pencils because you can write and then erase it. That's awesome. I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for coffee. Like you can come up with all of these teeny tiny things that in the end aren't teeny tiny, and that's a great mindful practice to take joy and appreciation in all of the small things. All right. I remember that. Yeah, Lucy saw that. My friend sat on my bag of chips and squashed them. Any recipes, ideas for squished up chips? Yeah, you could use them as like a breading to like crispy stuff up, like either chicken or tofu. You could dip the chicken or tofu in like some like beat up some eggs, right? Or milk. Either eggs or milk. But dip the chicken or the tofu in that, then coat it in some flour, and then dip it in the liquid again, and then coat it in the crushed up chips, and then like pan fry it. That would actually be bomb. Okay, no one's first draft thoughts should be taken seriously. Yeah, there you go. What Island said, perfect. Honestly, my way of thinking is work smarter, not harder. Wait, I don't know where it is. I for the first half of this year had a big sticky note up on where I could see it every time I was sitting down to work that said work smarter, not harder, because especially last year, my whole thing was just work harder, work harder, work harder, work harder. And like, obviously, you know, again, you do need to work hard, but if you work smart and hard, it's gonna bring you so much further, so much further. Okay, makes to-do list, try to accomplish my goals while accommodating my time. Perfect. Chips can also be a topping, that too. Ooh, or have you ever had like potato chips in a like deli sandwich? Nice to meet you. Hello, Marn from Morocco. Nice to meet you too. You can, like, I used to, when I was younger, my parents would take us skiing. I did not ski for very long because when I started dancing seriously, I stopped because you can get very, very injured while skiing, and I didn't want that to affect my dance career. But anyway, we would make these amazing sandwiches. They were like cold cut sandwiches on bagels. So it'd be a bagel with like turkey and Swiss with mayo, maybe like mayo and mustard. And then we would put Fritos in them. It was the best. It's the best. I recommend that. Put the chips in a sandwich. So good. Okay, I'm from, oh, perfect. Oh my God, I just caught up. It only took me 42 minutes to catch up on all comments. So savory donuts. Oh yeah, savory donuts, of course, your term for bagels. But, okay, cool, I caught up on all comments. Good, I'm glad. If anyone has any further questions, I would love to hear them. Otherwise, I do have things I need to get done today. I have some self-tapes I need to do for auditions. I still haven't had breakfast yet. I think, let's see, what time is it? It's 11. Okay, so I'm probably going to, after this, have a protein shake and head to the gym and get a really good gym workout in today, then shower and get filming done for these self-tapes. And then I'm going to my friend's open mic night tonight, so that's gonna be fun. All right, any tips for planning when your schedule is so sporadic? Yes. Mine is very crazy too with family school work, so same problem, but for different reasons. Honestly, I have used so many different planning things and I'm still trying to find the perfect mix. I will say my Google Calendar is key. I color code the shit out of it. So I'll have like different colors for if it's like a modeling or an acting gig, or if it's a just regular life, or if it's social media related, or if it's, I'm trying to remember all the different categories. Like I have a bunch of different categories, or if it's a meeting. So I'll have those like color coded out on my calendar. But then I also use a task manager called Asana that is amazing. I'm thinking I'm gonna make a YouTube video about it because this thing has like saved my life. Using this has been the first time that I actually feel like I am on top of all of my tasks and to-dos. Like first time ever is through using Asana because I'm able to keep everything so straight. But I'm not gonna get into like all of it, but Asana is great. It's A-S-A-N-A, I think. Did I say that? A-S-A-N-A, yes. And you get a 30-day free trial, and then after that it tries to convince you that you have to pay, but there is a free version. There is a free version. It has fewer features, but it has all the features that you really need. But just so you know, it's gonna make it, like it's very confusing. It seems like there's not a free version, but there is, believe me. Okay, protein shake. Is it better to have a protein shake beforehand or after? I do either. I will do either. For me right now, this is not good. I haven't had breakfast yet. It's 11. I haven't had breakfast yet. And so for me, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have a protein shake before I go because I know I'm going to need that energy. But you can also do it after. I just would say make sure that you have something in your system before you go. And then make sure that you get enough protein within the day. But I'm sure there's science behind like, oh, well, it's scientifically better and you get better results if you have it within so many hours of whatever, but I don't know what that is. And doing what works for me. I'm not that meticulous about it. I need to work during dialysis. I'm behind on my schedule. Dude, health first. Health first. All right. My schedule is the same way, but I try to keep perspective that not everything may be done, but that doesn't mean my day was a fail. Oh, yes. If my day was only a success if I got all things done, I would never have any successful days because I always task myself with way too many things. I speak a little English. I understand you a little bit. Yay. Asana seems pretty good. Should I start using it? I mean, the thing is it depends on what works best for you, right? I would say try it. Like I used Trello before and Trello was nice. It didn't work. It just did not have what I needed. And Asana has Trello like qualities to it. But it has like extra features that like really works with my brain. So try it and it might be what works for you. But there are other things like I know a lot of people have been using Notion. I've never used it, but everyone's talking about it right now. It's like the new hip thing. So that's another program you could check out. But then also there are elements of me that really enjoy having just like a physical like pen and paper planner. So I kind of use a combination of everything. Hakuna friend. Oh my gosh. When was the last time I streamed on Hakuna? Long ago. Oh yes, that sounds interesting. All right, Aislinn, I hope you have a happy, healthy, and productive day today. Thank you for this live stream. Always appreciate you. Yay! Oh, yay! Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Also, guys, if you haven't already, most of you I think have because you came from the premiere of it, but if you could please go, make sure to watch the new video from the 50-day challenge. It is a different one because I got really sick, and so I actually wasn't able to even really do the 50-day challenge. However, I think there's a lot to be learned from that experience and how to then pivot it and still feel, productive and accomplished, and to not let that discourage you. So there's a lot of really good value in that. But if you could please watch it, comment on it, like it. If you could do the same to this live stream too, if you could like it. Hey, will you talk to me? I mean, your username's AK47. I will talk to you. But that scares me a little bit. See you later, Aislinn. Have a great day. Thank you! But anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to go over. Thank you for the live, Aislinn. Loved it. Yay! I know I don't want it to go too long. We're already approaching almost an hour, which is on par for my live streams. I will visit you in Europe or come to Morocco. You are welcome. I actually live in the US. So I live just outside Manhattan. Yeah, she's not afraid of Lucifer and Morningstar. Yeah, but it's because I live in the US and there are no gun control laws. And so whenever I go on the subway, there's always that element of me that's like, Is today gonna be a bad day? We don't know. I've actually seen someone on the New York subway pull out an AK-47. It was absolutely fucking terrifying. And I then got off at the next stop. Like, I literally, there was a moment where I was like, am I about to be in the next mass shooting? The guy was just showing it off, which, by the way, at that time, they just changed this, but at that time, it was illegal to have a gun on the subway. They just changed that to make New York so safe. But I literally got off at the next stop and told a police officer, and he was not as concerned as I had wanted him to be. And then the next day, it was on the news that they arrested the guy. So, do you want AK-47? No, I would actually prefer if they were just erased from the earth. That does not mean I'm anti-gun entirely, but like semi-automatic and automatic guns, do we really need them? No. Hi sis, very beautiful. Oh, thank you. That is a huge thing in New York. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I'm not trying to get into a political gun debate right now. I do think I need to get going. I have things to do, one of which will be having some food. Which, now that I'm talking about it, I'm like actually getting pretty hungry. I might make avocado toast now and have a protein shake after the gym. As I'm talking about, like, oh, is it better to have it before or after? You need a gun because you're from the US. There's a lot to unpack in that comment. I'll talk later. Island, have a great day. Thanks for the stream. Have a great day. Thank you, guys. So I will talk to you all later. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I might have a bonus video coming out on Friday, by the way. What? Island doing 2 videos in 1 week? Unheard of. But either way, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Most importantly, remember to keep smiling. Bye, guys.